Today we are going to tackle the prompt repeat for Junk Journal January 2025, and my interpretation is to repeat the focal point of the page, which I have done on another page, and also to use scraps that I've also used in other prompts as well. So I am repeatingly using my stash and not creating anything new. So if you're interested in that, please do watch my video that follows. Hi everyone, we're on day 22 of Junk Journal January 2025, which is repeat. And you can do so many things with this prompt. You can of course do repeating patterns, so you could use a stencil. A stencil would be perfect for this prompt, where you just have the same kind of pattern going all over your page. I'm going to try and avoid doing some mixed media in this as we're getting closer to the end now, because I'm finding that the mixed media is seeping through the journal. So I had a bit of a fright when I opened this up, and as you can see, this was all smudged, and that's came through from some of the watercolour. You can see there where it's come through. It doesn't bother me because it's just a journal that I'm playing in and experimenting in. But if you've got a journal that is really dear to your heart, you need to consider making the pages a lot more robust than what I have done. So it's something for me to consider when I make my next junk journal for these challenges. I am going to take the prompt repeat in the way of repeating what I've already used, because that to me is the easiest way to get a page done, a prompt finished, and feel accomplished for today. I've got all my scraps in front of me. I've got this little doodle, which I did on camera for one of the prompts. If I try and find it, let's have a look here. Let's see where it was. Can't remember which day I did it for. Oh, there we go. I did it for antique. So for day 8, if you go back to my video for day 8, you will see me painting this doodle and this doodle. This one was on top of white gesso and this one was on top of clear gesso. I chose that one at the time. Today I'm going to use this, which is a repeat. So that's how I am interpreting today's prompt. Let's go back to the page that I want to use. Okay, I'm also repeating elements from the previous couple of days. So if you're like me and you've got a desk full of scraps, then go ahead and use those, because that will add to the actual prompt meaning. You could also do some doodles, repeat doodles. So I love doing things like this, these little strips, and it's repeated all the way down. You've seen these now on some of my tutorials where I've just got lots and lots of repeated patterns. I've got this piece of watercolour card. You could do something like that with a repeating pattern on. Yeah, I mean, it's endless really what you can do for this prompt. It's really nice and open and gives you a world of possibilities. So I think it's a great prompt to use. Stop babbling, I am going to use this. Now, do you know, I'd actually be quite happy just put that on the page. It's got a nice background to it anyway, but I am going to add a few more bits to this to make it into a nice collage. I do get confused between collage and cluster. I think cluster is maybe a standalone thing that's maybe a mixture between fabrics and paper, and then it's more like an embellishment, whereas a collage is directly onto the page. So I've still got bits of paper from yesterday and the day before. I've got my doily here. I've got this piece of paper that is begging to be used. I've also got some... I found some lovely tickets of my uncle's. I wish I'd used it for the ticket prompt. It's just typical, isn't it, when you don't come across something. Oh, I've got this. So that's quite a nice pink. I'm still in my green mood, but I'm in a pink mood today. So I'm going to use that, and I'm trying not to reach for anything new. I'm just reaching for what's on my desk. Oh, I've got this as well. I've had a doodle with that. So this is with white, gold and brown fine liners. And again, it's just using little watercolour leaves and then just doodling. I could spend hours doing that. I've got this as well. No, that's the wrong colour. Right, stop reaching. Let's get on with it. I've got to try and focus, but every time I go into my pile, there's something nice in there. Oh, I found this as well. This is pink too, so maybe we'll do something with that. So this is from Rachel and Bella Crafts. So a link to her shop and her website and Etsy and Ko-fi are all down at the bottom of my description box. Okay. So I'd like to use this, and I might want to put a little bit of stamping on it. So again, we've got repeated words here, and I think I might use ground espresso. See if I can get a print from it. Oh, there we are. That's nice. Quite like that. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in the corner there. I'd like to try and keep that if I possibly can. So that's what I'm aiming for. And I need to punch some holes in this. Oh no, easier to actually fussy cut it out. Maybe a collage turns into a cluster when it's movable and I take it over to my stroppy sewing machine. Maybe that makes sense. Okay, found another piece of scrap there, or two pieces of scrap. Okay, so I've got this. So I thought that might be nice as a little bit of pink. And maybe this. Let's see how that goes. I've still got this bit here, and I really like that there. So if I tear this bit forward, that means I don't get the tear mark, because I don't want the tear mark on this one because it's a bit too prominent. So let's do that like that. Leave that there for a second, it's not quite going. I've got some nice grungy doily. I love using doilies. I really like that actually, that contrast there. So I could use that like that to make it more of a pink. And I've got some of this as well, which I'd like to use, because I just adore the green. Too messy. I honestly like that as it is. I don't know what it is, but sometimes less is best, isn't it? No, yeah, maybe there, but I could put the prompt then. I honestly, I like that. And that is doing it for me. Now, I know that the writing is upside down on the focal image, and that may be a little bit annoying to some people. And yeah, I do get that. So if you want to comment about that in the comments, I'm happy to accept that criticism, because it isn't for everyone. But it makes me smile when I see it, because I think, oh, I didn't actually notice it as I was painting it. That's the crazy thing. I really did not notice it. And it was only after I did it did I realise what I'd done. So I just thought it was quite funny. I've got some of that green tissue paper. I did wonder if I could have like just a small border going round. That might work actually. Let's pop that to one side there. And let's will this tear with a ruler. Let's try it out. Tissue paper is great for using in these types of junk journals stroke art journals, because it's so thin, so it cuts down on the bulk. And just in case you're wondering, I won't be throwing away these strips. I will doodle on them. Oops. Well, I've been watching one of the series on YouTube at the moment about Corey Damon has taken part. I can't remember what it's called now, but and I can't remember who it's run by, but it's about sorting out all your stash and doing a bit of decluttering and organisation. And I do chuckle when I see people who are, well, artists, not just people, artists who have managed to sort themselves out, and they've got these nice sort of trays of different stages of scraps that they can use. Well, I've got 2 suitcases full of scrap, so yeah, I'm kind of past the stage of being able to sort my stuff out. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I like that. Here I go again. Now this is upside down. Right. I like that. Let's do this. Let's pop this on here first with a bit of glue. I'm going to take it to my stroppy sewing machine, I think, and do some messy stitching. I can certainly achieve messy stitching with my sewing machine. I just can't achieve anything that looks properly sewn. Now I'm thinking it might need a little bit of fabric there, potentially. Just something subtle there. And I want that to I think it's too bold for it to go. Oh, I quite like that, right? Let's do that. Pop that there. And I need to add a bit of glue to get the doily in. And that will be attached with some stitching, and then perhaps I can have that there. So again, I need to just pop a bit of glue. And I like that there as well, just to give it some texture. Okay, I'm going to stitch around, wish me luck, and be right back. So I'm really pleased how that's turned out. So you can just see where I've stitched all around there, and it's what I like about this is it's just so light and lovely. I mean, if you were going to put this on something, then obviously you'd need to back it to give it some strength, but for this little journal, it's just, yeah, it's really, really perfect. I'm quite happy with that. Now then, the next challenge we've got is trying to find and do this. So this is my prompt, and I have thought it would be buried. I should have typed out 2 sets of these, because the time I have spent trying to find them is hilarious. So let's just pop this on camera. And I am going to use a little bit of glue gun on there, because the paper is quite heavy. So I've tried to connect all those bits in there. And then I will use my Bailey art glue for this, because it's quite lightweight. So. Glue stick would work okay as well. So I really hope you're enjoying these videos. I don't feel like I'm teaching anything new. It's really just playing along with me and just seeing how I work things out, and the struggles and deliberations, and how I make decisions. But I've never done journaling like this. And I have struggled in the past with creating a page just for the sake of creating a page for myself. Now, if I was doing this as a gift for someone, I could see the point of it, because I'm using my creativity to give somebody joy, but I can't seem to tell myself to use my creativity to give myself joy. It's a really bizarre thing, and I'm trying to get over it, but yeah, I'm really struggling with it. It's hard. Because the other thing I do is I make journals to journal in, so they have a use, they have a purpose, whereas this is just pretty to look at. It's, yeah, I guess it's just me, I suppose. I feel guilty for the time I spend on this. And I know I shouldn't, but knowing I shouldn't do something doesn't stop me from doing it, obviously. We've all got bad habits, and mine is self-sabotage. Now, I've seen this little bit of white there, and I'm thinking it would look really nice here. So I'm going to try and cut a little bit off, just to see if it'll work. If it doesn't work, it's fine. I've tried it then, but I think it would be a nice contrast. But I don't think it's going to go underneath the tissue paper so well. I may be able to tuck it in there. I do like that. I do like that little bit of contrast with the white. Yep, that's going in. Instead of a glue gun, you could use something like Fabri-Tac or Collage for your fabric. I just like the glue gun because it's quick. But it's not without its faults. It's messy, it's damn hot. And it's too easy to get glue in the wrong place. But there, I'm finished. That is prompt number 22, repeat. And just to repeat, just to recap, I have used something that I've used before in the journal, so that's where I'm repeating. I've also used scraps that are on my desk that I've used in other prompts, so again I'm repeating what I'm using, and generally using Collage, which is a repeat of lots of other pages that I've done during this challenge. So I do hope you like this. Hopefully this is a very short and sweet video just to give you some ideas, and I would love to see what you've made over on Instagram, or if you are following along and creating your own videos on YouTube, please leave a comment below and a link or your sort of handle for your channel, and I will go along and watch what you're doing and provide some comments and a thumbs up, just as you've been doing for me. Please do also check my description box for information about this video, about this challenge, about Meg journals, the collaboration playlist, and everything that you need to know about taking part. And I will see you in the next prompt. See you soon. Bye bye.